welcome back to my channel. On today's wash and go styling, I am going to be using Perm Rods. I am excited about this because I've never tried it before, so I'm looking forward to seeing how it turns out. Alright, so let's get into the video. Alright, so we are starting out with washed hair. I've already sectioned out my hair as well. My hair is sectioned into 4 parts. So I washed and conditioned. I applied leave-in conditioner to my hair and sealing oil to my hair yesterday. So my hair is completely dry right now. And I wanted to let you guys know something I just recently learned. There's a difference between moisturizing oil and sealing oil. Listen, I was like a baby when I learned that. I usually use coconut oil as my oil when I'm using the LCO method or the LOC method, whichever you want to call it. But coconut oil is more so a moisturizing oil because it gets into it goes into the shaft, your hair shaft. So it's not, a sealing oil is a bit different. A sealing oil does not permeate into the strands. It just more so coats on the strand, so it keeps the moisture in place. It seals in the moisture that is already in the hair. So I've been using coconut oil thinking that coconut oil is a sealing oil, but it's not. It's a moisturizing oil. So guys know the difference. It's the difference between moisturizing oil and sealing oil. So when you're doing your LCO method, you're supposed to be using the oil. The oil in the LCO method is a sealing oil. So I'm going to show you guys what I use in terms of the leave-in conditioner I use, as well as the sealing oil that I use. So I use the leave-in conditioner from Earthtones Natural. So it's a butter. It's a hair butter. I'm going to put a link as well down below, so you guys can go to the website and get it, or know where to get it from. Now the oil I used, it's a hair conditioning fluid with neem oil and shea butter from a natural Nigerian. So what it looks like. This is a sealing oil because it has shea butter in it. Shea butter is a sealing oil. So that's what I used when that's what I used to apply. That's what I used when I had done the LCO method. Alright, so that's what I used. Now, moving on. I'm going to let you guys know what we're going to be using for today's styling. I'm going to be using the Eco Styler Gel. So this is going to be my gel that I'll be using for today's styling, and that's about it. And I have my Perm Rods here. I have the medium, and I have, oops, I'm going to bring that closer. So these are the Perm Rods I'm going to be using, and also I do have my water in a spray bottle, and I put a little bit of glycerin in that. And I have my tail comb, as well as this is a white tooth comb. I may not use it, but just in case, it's always good to have it here for detangling purposes. Alright guys, so let's get into the actual styling.
Alright, so I'm going to be going into line by line in each section, and you can use a tail comb to actually carve out that line. I'm just using my hands. So right now I'm spritzing my hair with the glycerin and water mixture, and I'm just rubbing in the water just to make sure that that particular line of hair is evenly saturated with the water. So just making sure of that. And I'm going in with the gel, the Eco Styler gel, and I'm making sure that I'm applying the gel starting from the ends, from the root of my hair to the end, so that when I do use the Perm Rods, that at least the curls are molded, or that molding that you would get from using the Perm Rod starts from the roots of my hair. Alright, so I'm going in with the Perm Rods now to roll my hair. Try to do it in a spiral roll as you're rolling your hair with the Perm Rods. And try to have the hair evenly distributed along the Perm Rod so that you don't have your hair concentrated more at one particular part of the Perm Rod. Although I do know that it may be challenging to achieve this, but just try to do what you can. I also want to mention that the size of your curls will be dependent on the size of the perm rods. Right now I'm using a variation of, I'm using some small perm rods and then medium-sized perm rods. So depending on what size you want to end up with, you have to factor in what size of perm rods you need to get. And also, not only the size of perm rods will play a part in how big or small your curls come out, but also the amount of hair that you use for each perm rod, that you roll onto each perm rod as well, will determine the size of the curl. Alright, so I'm using my hand blow dryer to fast track the drying process, hopefully. If you do have a blow dryer, you can use that. I would recommend using, if you have a hair bonnet hair dryer, that would be preferable so that your hair is being, your whole hair is being dried at the same time. So I am taking out the perm rods now that my hair is dry. Hallelujah. All right, so what I'm doing is I am untwisting and pulling my hair gently at the same time. So untwisting and pulling the hair gently. Alright, so this is the fun part. So I'm applying coconut oil to my hands so that as I go through my hair, I minimize frizz as much as I can. So what I'm doing is I'm untwisting and then separating the strands. So I am untwisting and separating the strands, and what I'm also doing as well is that I allow the strands that are separating more naturally to just separate. So I'm doing this, so I want to get a bit of a fuller look. Now it's up to you how full you want to go. If you want a really full look, you can even untwist further. But this is how far I'm untwist. You can separate further, sorry, not untwist. Separate the curls further, but this is what I am doing. And also what you can do is as you're separating the strands and you feel that maybe the tips of the hair are frizzing out a little bit, I'm going to use that term, frizzing out. You can finger curl finger curl the tips of the hair as you separate.
Hi guys! So this is what I ended up with. I'm going to come closer so you can get an up-close look at what it turned out to be.
I know you guys can see that perm rod. Shh.
Alright, so I'm going to give you guys some observation while I was styling that may help you guys if you decide to go ahead and try out this hairstyle. First of all, my thoughts on the overall outcome of the hair. I can feel the frizz control, which I'm getting that frizz control from the gel, the Eco Styler gel, which is awesome. I like the curl pattern. It's a bit different from a normal wash and go if you were just to rake your hair once you've applied the styling product or shingled it. So I do like the curl pattern that you get using the Perm Rods. Alright, so some recommendations. Now this took so long to dry. I mean, I had the Perm Rods on yesterday, and I used a blow dryer I applied blow dryer heat all over my hair to try to get it to dry faster. But even at that, it hadn't dried. So I actually went to bed with the Perm Rods on, and can I tell you, it was the most uncomfortable situation. So I would recommend, if you're going to do it earlier in the day, so that you can just let the hair, you have enough time throughout the day to get to dry your hair. Or if you have a hair dryer, like one of those hair bonnets thingy, I would recommend using that as well, because using a hand dryer, your hair, the whole part of your hair is not drying at the same time. You're kind of having to dry one part at a time, dry the other part at a time, and it could be tiring. So if you have a hair bonnet, like those hair dryer, the hair bonnet, I recommend using that. But if you don't, you can use a hair dryer. Or if you don't, you can also just air dry it as well. But just make sure that the hair is properly dried before you take out the perm rods, because if it's not properly dried, you're not going to get that curl definition, or it's not going to be as, it will just, you would see it. You would see how it would look if it's not dry. It will just fall like a lump. So I recommend, before you take out the perm rods, make sure that it is dry. Your hair is fully dry. Alright, mine could be a variety. The reason mine took longer could be low porosity. Low porosity hair takes longer to dry when you apply products in it. So that, and also the density of your hair as well plays a part in it as well. But yeah, I recommend, to get it to dry faster, using a hair dryer, hair bonnet dryer, those ones that are able to dry your whole hair at once. So I would recommend doing that. And another recommendation is, when roling the perm rods in your hair, when you're rolling it, especially if you have longer hair, do it in a spiral roll, so that you're not concentrating a huge chunk of strand in one particular roll, because then it would then have a lot of hair concentrated at one particular part of the perm rod, which would then take longer for your hair to also dry. So the spiral position will help kind of spread the hair a little bit better in such a way that it would dry, and also you'd get some kind of a spiral kind of curl, especially if you have a long hair. But if you have a short one too, you can try that too. Try to get to roll in a spiral roll. Those were my recommendations. Now, in terms of night routine, what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably use bobby pins. Use bobby pins to kind of hold the curls in place, because it's short. So, and I don't, it's a tighter curl pattern, so I don't want to use like hair bands to kind of stretch it out. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to use bobby pins and pin them up, and then wear my hair bonnet and then go to bed. That's basically what I am going to do. But other than that, I do like the different hair. So this is different from what I usually do. If you've watched my previous videos, please check out my videos. But yeah, so this is different from what I would usually do in terms of a wash and go setting. So I like it. I like the difference. So, but yeah, so that's all I have to say about this hairstyle. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching. Please like, please subscribe, and please share the videos. Let me know your thoughts, guys, by dropping a comment down below. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys found this video helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next video. In the meantime, take care of yourself.